Hey you guys, welcome back. Luke chapter 15 verse 17, and we're going to be talking about the prodigal son. When you have time, go back and read the entire section yourself. And it says, when he came to his senses, he said, how many of my father's hired servants have food to spare, and here I am starving to death. So I want to really point out that after the prodigal son had received his inheritance, he had went off and he had done all the things that he wanted to do, pondered it on meaningless things. He got to a point to where he was eating with pigs. He was in such a desolate place that his identity was no longer in play. He was a king's son and a king operating as a peasant. But it says when he came to his senses, it's meaning that mentally he had a revelation. Mentally he made up in his mind. Mentally he began to understand how many of my father's hired servants have food to spare. He began to remember the goodness of the Lord. And sometimes the reason why you're in desolate places is because mentally you have no understanding of who you are, of your identity. He remembered who his father was, and he remembered his identity, and the minute he began to go back, his father received him and his father welcomed him back with a party. So I want to just encourage you that the thing that may be stopping you from receiving what God has for you in this season is your mental state of being. He was in one condition to where he was eating with pigs. In another moment, his mental state of being changed, and he was going back to being a king and operating in that identity. When you make your mind up, that's when God is going to move in your life.